All right. Hello, On the Road students. So we are working on our lesson today is to continue analyzing the, I was going to say narrative structures, reading informational text structures. So if you take a look at the Ethics of Travel unit or section that we're on and scroll down to where you see the How Guilty Should You Feel About Flying article, okay, and How Guilty Should You Feel text analysis. That's where we're going to be working. You also have, I thought you had the lesson on here, and I may put it on there if you need it, but these links are the ones that you're going to be working with today. So if we run through the lesson, this is really, I think, a good way for us to also think about ethics, right? Like, should we be flying in airplanes? Is it an appropriate decision to make? How do we kind of think about and look at all those things? So I want you to start with a quick write. How does understanding more about how texts are organized and structured help us understand and evaluate the texts we read and write? How will understanding this better help you with your research assignment? So remember, we are ultimately going to be researching the ethics of travel, and we want to think about the structures that we look at. So anyway, go ahead and pause the video and do your quick write, and then you can come back to it. Okay, so you need to download those two articles, and actually, I don't remember, were they PDFs? Flying Guilt is a link, and How Guilty Should You Feel is a PDF. That's the article. Yeah, so the two articles, you can't really download them, but you can open them and take a look at them. And read and annotate or take notes, because it is a web page on both documents, thinking about structure, the structure work that we did in the last class, and we kind of reviewed from when we did the narrative structure stuff. And then click on the How Guilty Should You Feel About Flying analysis document, and it's the same exact document. Actually, remember on the last video it said that it was labeled for this assignment on the top. This is going to be an assessment, so this is something that you do want to complete and turn into Shobi, because it will be a part of your grade. And then you're going to use these to kind of analyze the How Guilty Should You Feel About Flying text, and then you're going to read the other one, and we'll go back to those directions here in a second. Remember your common informational text structures. You had that yesterday. Remember the features of informative text. You had that as well. You're going to analyze the article. Maybe you could kind of do both of them, compare the sides. But anyway, here's why. When you get to the end, you're going to talk about the two articles essentially take the same information and evidence to draw opposing conclusions. So when you start looking at that document about structure, you start thinking about whether it's convincing, engaging, and I can't remember what the other one was, but we're going to focus on convincing today. Right? And I want you to kind of talk about how the structures and the way that things are explained actually you find one article more convincing than the other. And you don't want to do it just because it's what you believe, but you want to think about how does the way the article portrays the information make it more convincing than the other one, if that makes any sense. You will complete the sheet with your explanation of this. Use specific examples of structures and evidence from both articles to support your position. So you might also, structures could include those features of text, if you remember that document as well. So we will kind of debrief all this stuff. Since I haven't been around for a couple of days, we'll debrief on Friday and talk about some of this stuff, but you want to make sure that you have it submitted. Okay. If you have any questions, reach out through email. I may or may not be able to answer immediately, and we'll just do the best we can. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your blended day. Oh, you're not all blending. Anyway, enjoy the day.